Yo, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome into another stream, guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. Market just opened 2 minutes ago. We have a 120.5 minute candle off of the demand zone of 25,600s. Incredible stuff. Welcome in, though. Just let everybody get in here. See how this wants to play out. But I mean, if this buying momentum can sustain all the way into maybe this double top above 26,000, we can just continue maybe into all-time highs today, this week. What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, Elijah? What's up, Knight Ben? How y'all doing, man? How's the weekend? Audio a bit crackly. I got you. Mic check. That should be better. Let me know. Pull up the charts in 1 second, guys. Should be better. What's up, first time viewing? Welcome in, man. Appreciate you hanging out, pulling up to the stream, guys. Let's get the likes going early. I'm gonna send just gonna send this to the Discord, and then we'll kick it. Then we'll kick it. All right, there's the charts. Like we said, we're looking at NQ out of the open with just a strong amount of buying. Kind of open right at VWAP, held, and then just continue higher. We've only been open 4 minutes, and we're up 100 points. Next thing you'd want to see kind of coming out of this range on the hourly is just what's really important to me when I'm looking for continuation on a move is that, you know, out of the open with a lot of volume, I want to see this move kind of hold and then develop some market structure that so we can look to take a trade off of that structure higher, right? But I mean, right now it's really volatile. Yes, there is a move up, but we could just that's also why it's important to let it kind of wait a second, see what happens out of the open. But more or less, if we're gonna see buyers hold this level, you kind of want to see a 30, maybe 30, 40 point range kind of hold here, and then look for higher. All right, what's good, Cut? What's up? Appreciate y'all, man. We're gonna have a solid week, solid week right here. Trust. Once again, everybody just joining in, what's up? My name is Braden. I'm a pro live trader and funded trader. Right now, you're seeing the Top Step live account. Then I have my over here. This panel is called Trade Sync. I get that question all the time. Maybe I should make a video about it, just for the sake of helping people. It's called Trade Sync. It's a cloud. I think it's a cloud-based trade copier. Anyways, I have my Tradeify live account as my leader, and then I'm copy trading into 3 funded next accounts and 5 lucid accounts. Then at the end of the stream, like we said last time on Friday, we're going to pass an eval at the end of the stream, or get at least halfway past if we can on some different prop firms at the end of the show. Why not? Taking the week off. Okay, bet. It's always a good idea. Markets will always be here. Markets will always be here. All right. That is some incredible buying into the open. Does that mean gold is selling? Nice, kind of like a tweezer setup on gold on the hourly at an all-time high. What are we thinking, guys? I mean, that daily candle looks good, nice and primed. 3 wicks off of 600s. Sellers just cannot bring it under 600. Strong buying out of the open. What if we get enough buying to have a daily candle flip green above 950 and then maybe break last week's highs, something like that? Leave the wick. Where's your 100K capital? What do you mean? What do you mean? Well, we just seen pretty much vertical buying out of the open. Everything's holding. Dips are getting bought. You try not to chase this market, but it is looking solid. Yeah, you're buying 1 minute pullback. I mean, yeah, whenever you see just a surge of buying like that, quick scalps in and out. It's not a horrible idea. I hate getting involved so early. But how do you guys like me coming live this early, like right at the open? Gonna try to make that happen. Why are you using 500 MQ tick chart instead of NQ tick chart? I don't know if that's the question of why I'm looking at the micros instead of the minis, or why I'm looking at the tick chart instead of a time chart. But what the answer to what I think you're asking is that I'm trading micros. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Let's pull up another chart. Let's pull up like the hourly over here, or maybe over here. Yeah, this is just really, really strong buying here. Chart's different. Not really. I mean, I'm not gonna look at the NQ tick chart and then trade the M and Qs off of it. That would make it complicated. They're a little different, but it's not anything crazy. We don't trade minis unless we're I'm gonna trade them occasionally, but I really try not to. Anything more than three minis usually for me has too much emotional tie to it. Don't get me wrong, I'll trade them. I'll trade them on an eval, or I'll trade them on a funded account where like you can run up a really big balance and take a big payout. But it's not usually a good idea to run minis on an account with a DLL loss limit. All right, we're seeing our first kind of real pullback here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, this is really, really good rally, but we haven't even set the 15-minute range yet. Yeah, 5 minutes for that. We've only been up in 10. About 160 points. Okay, let's see what happens here. Starting to leave a pretty aggressive wick up there if we don't go and fill it. It's incredible buying. 48 to 70 in less than a minute. It's a good scalping environment. That's nice. That is nice. It's the start of the week. No need to rush anything. I won't take a lot of pride in saying my first trade of the week. I didn't take anything last night. I used to be really active overnight trader. I really have not been trading the overnight. We're still getting bought here. Yo, everybody on YouTube, I appreciate it, guys. Run the likes up. Run the likes up. Run the likes up. Wait to see if we can maybe get a high day break above 87, 88. Pretty buying dominant open though, for sure. Clean up some of these lines. And Bitcoin's just stuck in just the most brutal range on the hourly, in between 85 to 95. Would love to trade Bitcoin if some volume could come back into that market. All right, here we go. High day. I mean, if this buying persists and we get up above 900s, 26,000. I mean, did we even tap that last week? We didn't quite get there last week. 26,000 could very, very easily come into play. So I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to buying this market, even if we are a little extended to the upside. Another ugly pullback. 90s to 50s in about a minute. Oh, the open is fast. The open is fast. It's fast trading at the open. Real fast. See some nice selling coming in here for a break of 50s. Yeah, we should see a break at 50s here. Having said that, where does the break of 50s take us? Do we find support here in the 30s? But at some point, you kind of want to see, yeah, I mean, this... At some point, this pullback can get what I would consider too ugly to buy. I think anything under 820s is like, okay, buyers are kind of conceding the move and we're not really holding structure. That selling last night, you guys watched the overnight session last night? Kind of just watching that price action on the sell-off was a little bit scary there for a little while. A little bit scary there for a little while. Look at that, 55. We just saw 55 on the ASCII, then it immediately got shot down. Oh, it's really ugly price action. I think what I'm not liking about it is like we're getting some nice rips to the upside, but just immediately sold back off. Would love this market to, I don't want to say level out a little bit, but I want it to level out a little bit. I know in a sense that kind of means have some of the volume dry up, but at the same time, It's been such a whipsaw that I'm not really sure which way this thing wants to go. I don't think it knows which way it wants to go. Shorts on gold? Let's take a look. I hate shorting markets at all-time highs, I'm not gonna lie. I think I probably will just trade NQ. I'm kind of honed in on NQ right now. I haven't traded gold at all much. I know people are killing it on gold and silver. For some reason, I just can't bring myself to trade it at the moment. More focused on NQ. Some nice buying off that 5-minute low. See if it holds in the 60s. Okay, it's a hell of a breakout. 900s now. I wonder now that we just cleared high day and sellers didn't try to drag it again, if we can just run through 26,000 now. What does ES look like? This looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Damn, should have gotten in at 30s, huh? 100-point move, 5 minutes, 100 points. That's a clean break. That was clean. That was clean. I'm kind of kicking myself. I just wanted to make sure that this was like legit as it could be, you know? It's okay. There'll be another opportunity to get in long. If we can kind of just hold structure in the 900s and then get maybe a slow trend up to 26, I'd even be happy with something simple like that. What I don't want to see is us revisit this low. I'd ideally like to go put in a triple top of last week's highs, then a micro pullback, and then just go higher. which we could do in the next, well, we've got 7 hours left on the, can we put in 7 hourly candles that like look like maybe a push up here, then a couple wicks off of 950s and then go higher? It's like a micro pullback on a triple top test. Look to break the range to the upside. Got in early at 807. That's a heck of a... Okay, yeah, you got in at the bell. Nice. Nice. What's up, everybody? Just tuning in, man. If y'all have not yet, please, may I remind you, hit the like button. Helps the stream, helps me. We're dry right now. I haven't taken a trade yet. Trying to fill out the market, feel confident about something. I like the long idea. It's a little choppy in between. I mean, that was a decent move. This a little bit was too early out of the bell. All of this. Not going to trade that. Just don't try to get involved that early usually. This was the only decent setup, kind of as we based off of the 830s, 840s for a break of the highs right here, and then try to scale out low 900s to try to scale out of it. That was good, right? And that's the 5-minute low. Pulls back into these candles and then breaks the high. You scale out up here. That would have been the only real trade opportunity I see. Everything else has been a little choppy. And it's that way because, well, if you didn't trade the opening bell like rip to the upside, it's everything after that's kind of been consolidation. But it's still very, very early in the session. So early. Long silver 1 mini. Yeah, that's insane, bro. I tried to take a trade silver on like my live accounts and it is just a mistake. It's a mistake, dude. Like, I think if you get a long mini, how much were you instantly down, SB, on that trade? 1 mini long, you're probably instantly down, what, $200-300? I don't know how much is a point on silver, but I know that the slippage right now is... Yeah, you're paying like 30 ticks in slippage. So you're probably instantly down on a mini. I don't know how much 30 ticks is. Probably like $200? Maybe $100? How much were you down instantly, if you remember? That to me is insane. Like instantly having to be down $100-200 if you were instantly down 200 bands. Yeah, it's crazy. Damn, bro, I'm literally watching this market put in lows and move higher in front of my eyes and not taking action. What are we doing? Yeah, silver is insane right now. I'm not even like FOMO'd out about silver. I'm just simply not trading that market. Shit. We got to be getting in the market, damn it. We're just watching this thing rip. What am I waiting for here? What am I waiting for here? realistically, we only need, I mean, buyers need a 100-point push to get back to last week's highs. Actually, 100 points from here would be above last week's highs. That would be a heck of a move. Just another 100 points. It's not really unattainable, you know what I mean? In fact, it's very realistic. We've only been open 30 minutes. Just trying to get in without getting chopped here. Maybe we look for this to hold kind of a range from high 800s to low 900s. See if we can catch a range trade. Buy the lows, low 900s, sell 920s, 930s. Let's see how we react though, because this has kind of come down quick. 5 minutes are, oh, it's interesting now because that 5 minutes about to close and they both left wicks up here at 924. I think it's worth waiting to see that next 5 minute open just to see if it wants to finish this reversal pattern, maybe pull back into the 870s, kind of fill in this range. But that's kind of an ugly 5 minute closure there. So a volatile 5 minute open. Yeah, this didn't look great. Kind of breaks 90s. We're just not looking good yet. You trade YM. I don't have data for YM on my live accounts. I don't even know what market. What is that? The CBOT? I don't think I have CBOT data. Only because I think YM's like the only thing I would want to trade on CBOT. I don't really even know what else is on CBOT. If it is CBOT, I'm not sure. I don't have data though. I have to pay data for every market I want to trade. What's good? Good morning, man. What's good, Charlie? Haven't taken anything yet. Trying to gauge some, kind of gauge the strength of some of these pullbacks. See if we want to try to get long. Look for last week's highs. That's what I'm up to. Keeps breaking lows, but then gets bought back into the 10-point buybacks. I don't want to be reacting late. That's what I don't want to do. I don't mind where that structure is on this 500 tick chart at 36 for a stop if I try to anticipate a dip buy somewhere in the 80s, 70s. Because that's about 50% of the rally. If we give all of that back, then hold on now. We have speed to the downside. We have speed to the downside. I repeat, speed to the downside. That changes the context of everything. Whenever the market speeds up like that, that way changes my idea. And then it gets bought back. 70s, bought right back up to the 80s. This is the dip buy. It might be. Brother, the selling is so quick. It has me very skeptical. The fact that we can lose 30 points like that. And then we get bought back up, but then it just sells again. Bad day today and Friday for my accounts. Balloon because I should have cut losses. 14 gone. Damn, bro. Damn. Are you copy trading? Look at the selling here. 70s. We might lose 60s here. This is just looking very... I think if I get to a high number again on some of the accounts to copy trade, I'm going to start rotating them. I think that's a good idea, to rotate them, not trade them all at the same exact time. Like trading 40 at the same exact time and relying on, like the emotions are on peak mode. I don't think it's a good idea. I think maybe doing groups of 8 or 9 or 10 going forward. Like if I get some more accounts, if I add more accounts to this copy trader, I'll probably start doing a rotation. I'll probably keep the rotation I have with my Tradeify Live and my Funded Next and Lucids, but then I'll do like a rotation for evals, and I'll just, because it's not hard to do it on TradeSync. You just come in here, you change the leader right here, you click on whatever, and then you unselect and select the new ones you want to rotate on. It's not hard to do. That's might be what I do going forward. Yeah, the selling looks just too much, too aggressive. In fact, this market kind of looks like it's about to roll. starts to look like it's about to roll. We break an equal low, and then there's no wick, and then reclaim of the range. Sometimes on a move like that, it kind of continues stair stepping until it gets much closer to the next low, and then sometimes it'll pick up volume and just flush. We'll see if that's the case. Like if we see 60s again, we might pick up some volume on a break of 60s and go right through 30s. Depends how aggressive the selling's going to be. Or maybe this is the dip buy and we go back to the session highs. I'm gonna wave my caution flag though. If we break 68, I'm waving my caution flag. You guys want to try to catch a speed play here? Break a 68 down to 30s quick. I need to see 68 back on the bid. If we see 68 back on the bid, I'll get in short for a quick break, 30-point break. From this low to this low at 38. But I need to see 68 first. Why 68's the low? Or 68, 66 in here. I need to see this low get tested with speed, and then I'm going to hop in for a quick break. Because if we can't hold this higher low, and sellers do take control, we're moving into the next. A lot of the times what you see is buyers will thin out because it's just from one low to the next, right? Like buyers know that they held 30s, 40s previously, so why try to anticipate against really strong selling, trying to buy the break of this low anywhere in here instead of just letting it flush that quick 30 points. Buyers step out of the way, let sellers drag it. Then we get a retest of support. If we hold from there, great, but we'll already be in and out of the trade by then. No, we need to see 68 again first. When I put a sell stop, I could do that. I kind of want to see how it looks, though. I want to see 68s get tested, and then I want to see a really weak buying reaction off of it. Really weak buying reaction off of it. Okay, we're watching, trying to catch the momentum to the downside on a break of 68. Okay, we're going to put a stop sell in at the 70s. Want to see the fill of 70s and then a quick run down 30 points. But if we don't fill, then that's just a dip buy opportunity. That's why I have it at 70. It's depending on the new firm. I have no clue what firm you're talking about. All right, we're going to speed down here. Let's see if we get filled. Don't really care for all the consolidation at the moment. All right, starting to see buyers hold it. I'm going to pull this trade. Would have liked to see a flush there. It's back to dip buy mode, chat. Damn, gold's back to all-time highs also. God, man, gold starts to look so ugly on the pullbacks, but it just gets ripped up. It's insane. Insane market. All right, NQ, do you want to try to set up for that short through 70s again? Let's see. Yawn. Come on, man. I'm missing the dip buys on NQ. Gold's obviously the market that we're not paying attention to, even though we should be. Well, more or less, we're kind of holding the rally out of the open, which looks good. Looks good to eventually try a push from 900 to 26,000. Okay, so I'm seeing some selling on NQ now. 892 is the low right there. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense, Magical. Where we came from is overnight support and kind of last week's lows at 25,600. It's kind of hard now that we're this much higher to run a stop that low. Nice V shape off of 82 there. This low on the hourly can stay intact. Leave that wick off of 67. There's a spot to maybe try to get long and put your risk under 67. You have another low at 36. Anywhere under 36 would be giving back 50% of the rally, which in my eyes leans a little bit more like a reversal. When we start getting back into the 50% range, I tend to consider those more of a reversal than anything. Typically don't like to be buying anything under 50%. In fact, I don't really like to be buying at 50%. The reason I don't is because it's kind of that point of capitulation where, like, if you get, okay, so let's say this is like 50% of the range. Once the trend in the market gets retraced or reversed 50% on a pullback or whatever it is, you typically see, like, if it doesn't hold, you get a lot of volume past that. Like, this is the highest volume candle we had here was through 50% of this was the overnight sell-off last night, but it was through 50% of the rally. That's where a lot of volume starts to come in. If we don't hold 50%, it can really start to get aggressive. Kind of the same thing with here, 50%. That was the highest volume candle there. So I typically like to not buy anywhere under 50%. In fact, I'll start flipping it. I'll start flipping the idea to the short side or long side, whatever it is. So for me, 50%, and that's also where it lows at, 36, 37. We have a low on the 500 tick right here. Session highs at 925. They're not making it easy, bro. Not making it easy. Yeah, I'm trying not to FOMO. I probably FOMO a little bit more than most really good traders, but trying my best not to. Now I'm not FOMOing when I'm taking like a breakout trade, but at the same time, this is yeah, I'm trying not to FOMO into this. This is I'm long biased, but it's not easy to catch. Not easy to catch. Or not easy to catch and try really to hold anything. I'd be getting in on dip buys and getting out above 905s probably if I got in. Have you been on Top Step? I'll be on tomorrow at like 2 p.m. We had to rework the schedule a little bit because I'm on my live stream in the morning, so I'm going to be on at market close. We just need to catch one good trade. I'd be happy with one trade today, honestly. Just try to catch one good trade. There's high daybreak. This is probably going to pull right into this triple top last week's highs. Try to get in on the retest of the highs, and then let's see if we can re-break high day through 932. Try to get involved here. If we can get back above 932. We have 60, 70 points at a last week's highs, 984. If we can get to 984, which is only 50 more points, we'd make a triple top there. Then you'd want to see micro pullbacks from there get bought. Need to see aggressive buying on the retest, otherwise we'll look to cut it. Come on, bro. Hold it up. Hold it up. What are we doing? Good night. Come on. If we flush under 900s, I'm going to cut it. Gotta have to cut it. Not the pullback you want to see on a high day break. Making it very difficult to catch a high day break here. Okay, so what's the difference between join bid and join or just get into the market? So if you like look at the spread, hold on, I want to see if this flushes 910. Not seeing the strength that I want to see after this. This is not what was I gonna say? Yeah, getting into the market just immediately puts your order at the ask, whatever the ask is. So like, it's hard to do an example because the prices are moving so quick. But like, if we're talking about 918 and 919, it'll just automatically fill you at 919, even though the last market order maybe was like at 918. So you just immediately get into the market at the ask. Joining the bid usually puts you kind of in a queue, like on the favorable side of getting filled. So like, if the spread is 922 and 921, it'll put you at kind of the bottom end of that in a queue. And so if the market is moving, it'll usually pick you up. Sometimes you might miss it, but it usually gives you a better fill is what it results in most of the time. Sometimes you can miss it though. If you have like strong order flow in one direction and you're not really getting like many like right here, you hit join bid, you're most likely going to get a fill because of how kind of rangy it is up here. But if it's just going vertical and you try to hit join bid and you get put in a queue at like here and we're just going up, 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 you probably won't get filled. Having said that, most of the time they fill, but it's not a guarantee, but most of the time they do. Only time I have issues not getting filled is whenever there's a lot of momentum in a move. This looks like shit, bro. I just want to cut it for the sake of like, I don't know. Like, this doesn't look confidence inducing. Can I get out and cover the fees? I'm gonna cut it if we break 910. Yeah, this is really ugly. I feel like this is like Friday. Try to catch a dip buy. It's mission impossible. Mission impossible. You could argue I got in a little high, but typically we can break high day and move a little higher. Damn it. Guess not. I mean, look at this on the 5-minute. That's still disgusting, right? Rough. All right, down 90 on the live account. Not loving the price action on NQ lately. Well, I pull back and hold. Yeah, if you have like a really long hold time, most of it. I mean, you could make that argument with a lot of things though. Like, I do feel confident if I bought anywhere here in the 900s and just held it all day, then yeah, I'd probably end up green, but this 5-minute is kind of brutal. Like, we can't break a high day and hold more than 8 points. That's like, is it as strong as this price action? To me is not nearly as strong as this, but obviously, I mean, that's 9-day. But when you see like really weak volume, like low momentum, like just kind of grinding up, we continue taking high day, but only by a couple points just for it to pull back, 20-30 points. I don't like that price action. This price action I try to avoid because this doesn't look like a truly strong move at the moment. We're giving back every high day break. We're giving it all back. Surely sure we do get bought back up slowly. It only took half an hour to get back to this level just for it to kind of break, fell to move higher, and then sell back down. I liked where I got out. I think it was a good cut. It's as simple as that. Like, I get in if the market's not validating that we're gonna move higher, then just cut it. Anybody buying the dip here? Anybody buying the dip here? Feels a little sketch, doesn't it? I would recommend using VWAP on the tick chart. Problem is, I mean, yeah, I recommend VWAP on every chart is usually good because it's the same price regardless of what time frame you're looking at. It's sometimes easy to overanalyze things though when you're looking at the tick chart, especially a VWAP test. This looks horrible. So I would recommend, if you're really like kind of trying to look at it, I would maybe just use an hourly chart. Hourly chart's usually a good gauge of whether we're going to hold VWAP. It's very easy to overanalyze price action around VWAP on a tick chart. But it's very easy to overanalyze price action in general on a tick chart. It's kind of one of the downsides to it. There's a lot of information, but sometimes you can overanalyze that information. It's the difference between flat and all and close. There's not really a difference. Flat and all is just like a safe keep. There's not really a difference, to be honest. Yeah, that's a good explanation. Did we buy the dip off of 870s? It's a really nice. That's a really nice buy off the 880s right there. Just need some volume too. Last thing I want to do is get filled in the middle of this range just because something starts to look good. I know that. I know better than that. Right now, this is like a no-no zone. It's a no-no zone. Look at that, man. 910 down to 880s. That is rough. I had to break the lows here, I'm sure of it. Not sure of it, but there's some pretty strong order flow through the 80s here. Cat, quit. You want to see me catch a quick 10 points into the 70s if we reject 90s here? See if we can catch 10 points quick on a break of 880s. I'd like to retest that 5 minute if we run the wick on the 5 minute. Try to take a quick scalp through 880s here. Cut it if we start to reclaim high 90s. Let's get under 885 here. See if we can flush 80s with a quickness. Yeah, we're kind of holding here. Probably Bell above 900. Yeah, that's holding. Even a one shot to reject 900s, otherwise we'll cut it. That's a nice rejection at 900. We got to get under 85. Might add. If we see 85, I'll probably add. One more rejection. If this can flip red, I'll add. Yeah, we're gonna get stopped out here, I'm sure. Yeah, we're just holding range, man. This is not my market. Y'all know that. I don't know. I really liked how aggressive that test of 880s was for a break. What are your thoughts on Lucid? I'm using them right now, and they're solid, man. They're incredible. Incredible. No, they're really good. I've used them. I got a payout with them. The quickest payout I've ever gotten with Lucid. Quickest payout ever. I like their daily loss limit. They have a dynamic daily loss limit, or at least they did last time I used them, which means as your balance increases, that DLL increases, so you can scale easier. Really like that. Lucid better than Topstep. I think they're both. I don't really like to say one's better than the other because I like both of them. But Lucid is, I mean, if you're not like, yeah, I really do suggest Lucid, man. They are super solid. I have no complaints with them at all. Super solid. They're insanely good. Oh my god, it's the same thing every day in this market, man. We might have to go become gold traders, actually. We just get chopped up. I catch good trades in gold. Maybe I need to start focusing on gold. Just getting chopped to pieces here. Top 3 prop firms, I would say Take Profit. There's a lot. Take Profit. I have top 5. How about that? Top Step, Take Profit, Tradeify, Lucid, My Funded Futures. Do I dare try to take this trade again and get chopped to pieces? All right, I'm in 5 micros for a quick break of 80s here. See if we can get a break of 80s here. Is that the best we can do? Just a wick off 85. That might be the best we can do. Looking for if we can get under 80s, 77s the low. 77s into the 70s. Can we break it? Trying to determine if I want to add or not. All right, I added. See if we can run a break-even stop and get some follow through under 70s. If we just wick back up, it's GG's, chat. Yeah, this is. I was hoping to see if we could pick up some momentum on the break of that low. See a break of 70s and 60s. It's tricky to catch much of anything. There's a nice wick. Can we break 70s here? Or do we just want to take a dip buy back to the highs? That might be the better idea. Do my best. Yeah, okay. There you go. Okay. Wonderful. Do I tap out, chat? Do I tap out of this market? It's not a good environment. Not a good market environment. The ugliest 40-point range I've ever seen. Chop day. I think it's a chop day. What kind of trade was that? That was a quick break of 70s, and then if we keep flushing, great. We're break even. It's no risk. This is kind of what I was expecting, just without the 25-point retracement back to the 90s. This is the trade I was looking for. Break even cooked you? Well, I'm a fan of going break even. I've always been a fan of going break even. Did Alpha do something wrong? Where are they not in the top 5? Alpha's super solid, but they don't have a wonderful live program. That's the only reason I say that. Based on my rankings, they don't have the best live account structure. Now, as far as like them and the sim funded, they're solid, probably yeah, top 5. But I like to look at the live account, how they set up a live account, how the payouts work in the live account, stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna get long here at 80s. I'm gonna get long on let's do this. Okay, so I'm long on NQ. I'm gonna stop it out under the 60s. But truth be told, like pushing into that triple top last week's highs, we're just holding structure really well. If this 5-minute candle can reclaim 900s, that's great. I'm in 5 long at 86. Probably stop under 60s, 50s. Any lower, if we get back under 30s, that's under 50% of the range, which would be kind of invalid, because that if you reclaim 50% of a rally, that to me is more of a reversal. I'd like to see structure hold at least above 50% of the range. So we've got 50 at 35. We'll see if it holds. This will probably be a longer hold time, and we're going to see if we can push back up to high day. I don't like the volume through the 80s, I'll tell you that much. All right, let's see what we can do. I like this short idea if we broke down, but we just didn't. We just didn't. Keep seeing buyers. Every time we break low day, we get a lot of buying. See if we can get this top step account to green. That would be a miracle. Y'all trade a lot of different accounts, and then like you use one account to kind of test the waters, take your paper cuts, and then after you've taken a couple of losses, like start getting the other accounts involved. Not out of tilt, but like out of like, okay, the damage has been done on this one account. Let's keep it minimal. And then now you start trading other accounts. See if we can reclaim 900s here. Oh, it's so tricky. The day I get my express press when I do this. I know, man. Seems like every day. This seems like every day. Also, I'm just like stuck in this 10-15 point range. I bet I could have popped in and out of this trade a couple times for $50 profit. Like take it off in the 90s, get back in the 80s, take it off in the 90s. Should I try that? As soon as I get out, we'll break 900 though. You trade smaller size. Yeah, this is, man, what I do is I compound these wins, and yeah, this is my income. So it's like I have a live account. I don't need winning days at this point. This is me like actively trading for income. It's not as much of a roller coaster as some traders that you see on XFAs and stuff like that, but this is what a realistic management of a live account looks like actively trying to yeah, but I don't need winning days. I don't need winning days. It's a live account, so I've pretty much unlocked access to everything at this point. See if I'm right about this. I took it off, I locked in $50, and let's see if I can get my entry again. But we're kind of holding this. I don't think, I mean, price is definitely not in a rush to go anywhere, so we'll see if we can get back into the original and keep taking $50 out of it. See if we can do that. You can request whenever. Yep, that's the benefit of a live account. Don't take off your 900 after I got rid of the entry, please. Please. I'm going to keep trying to get back in at 86. I'm going to try it again. See if I can get my entry again. If we just grind up off this low. This market is rangy and choppy enough that I'm going to try not to get... Like, I don't think we're going to get ran away from, to be honest. I think we'll probably get picked up. If not, it's not a big deal. But with how rangy it is, I think it's see profit, take profit. If you still like where you're getting long to kind of trade on the right side of the trend, that's good. That's my idea with that. But with how many wicks and how choppy it's been in this range, I'm confident it will get picked up again. And so I'm just going to leave that there. And once we realize 10, 15 points, I'm going to lock into profit and just try to chip away. That's risk 300 for 50. That's not exactly how that works, but I guess you could say that. Not exactly how that works. Bro, now it's going, I'm telling you. I'm still not going to FOMO in, but it is interesting to see how choppy we are. If we don't get picked up here, that'd be insane. It's all good. You trade PM? Not. I mean, sometimes. It really depends. NQ, do you want to pick it up? Do you want to pick it up? Yeah, that was a good pop. That was a good pop. I don't know. I expected to get filled back in. I mean, I started to realize this range and was like, okay, we're pivoting off 80s, pivoting off 90s. Let me get in here, get out here, get in here. And then as soon as I did that, we take off. Typical trader's timing there. Typical trader's timing. Hi everyone, what's up, Aggie? Welcome in. Happy Monday. Are we long? I tried to get long. I was long a couple minutes ago. I tried to be Einstein. Tried to be Einstein on a long. I saw that this range was forming here, and I thought, man, with how choppy it's been today, I feel like there's a high probability that I can get picked up on my original entry. So I realized like $60 of profit, anticipating that I was going to get filled again because of how choppy it is, but we might have just gotten out right there at the bottom. But I'm not going to look to chase in anything. It's very rangy. A lot of levels are being tested multiple times today, so I think it's more or less see profit, take profit. I liked the idea of what I did. It's just unfortunate timing that as soon as I got out, we took it off another 30 points, but it's okay. I liked it from my perspective, what I was trying to do. It's just kind of the timing of it sucks, but it's okay. Hey man, new to the chat. What's good? Gok, what's up, man? Good morning. What's up, Maxwell? How's everybody's day going so far, man? I'm up on my fundeds and Tradeify, just a little bit. We'll look to take another good setup on those. And then, of course, Top Step always seems to be red. I don't know. It's just a bad luck charm. Trying to get there. Good morning. What's good? It's good, Biagio. Light green. Nothing wrong with that. It hasn't been super easy to trade. It's kind of putting in bullish structure, just kind of grinding higher, which is good. It's not great price action, but it's good. You're in line with the trends. Be patient with your dip buys. I'm going to pull these orders just in case it gets really wicky. But I do want to try to get back into the long. I have difficulty staying in the trade. Well, that's something you work on, and that really has a lot to do with how confident you are in a trade. Whether it be a setup that you really like that you've done well on in the past, holding for longer. There's a lot of variables, but I mean, if you were in here 10 minutes ago, you saw me just butterfinger that trade, low-key. I kind of butterfinger that one, so that's not a great example of holding like I should be, but there's a lot of situations when you have a choppier day like this, you kind of want to get in with the general trend of the market, right? Get in with the sentiment of the market, but at the same time, if it's very choppy, like for example, if you got long in anywhere off of these lows at 70, you could have gotten in, out, in, out. So I was trying to incorporate a little bit of range scalping. Should have just ended up holding it in hindsight, but of course that's hindsight. Just trying to make the best decision we can as traders. But to hold a really good trade, a lot of it has to do with timing, because mentally and emotionally we can only hold on to a trade for, like, you know what I mean? If we're in a trade and it's not really going anywhere, it's really hard to hold. But if we get in a trade and we get immediately price action that we want to see, and then the structure is weak and it keeps going, and it, you know, price action looks good, you know, on your side of the trade, then it's much easier. It's much easier to hold a trade for a long time when you have whatever it is, whether you're a price action trader or an ICT or whatever it is. Those confluences continue validating your trade. It becomes super easy to hold, right? Because everything is continuously validating the trade. But a lot of it has to do with just catching a trade at a good time and it kind of working your direction on your time. Because as traders, it's really hard to just hold trades for a long time, especially as a day trader. Because as a day trader, man, there's so many, the market's constantly shifting, so it's not easy to do. Oh boy, we can't chase up here. Can't chase up here. Can't really hold with props. No, yeah, but I'm talking about, like, yeah, you're right. I'm talking about like holding anything past like an hour. Even holding things past an hour is not easy to do. I look like a dummy. I should have gotten long at 67 and just held that. I think we're just going to melt into that triple top of last week's highs here at 26,000. You think we can break this high with any bit of volume here? Or do you think we just chop it? Go like it. Go like the live. Appreciate it. Yep. Everybody remember to like it. Helps a lot. Yeah, I see that. We're pushing back into the highs. Uh-oh. Kind of looks good. Kind of looks good. People always talk about a good entry, even if it comes back, hold through it. Man, the thing is, it's so rare to have an entry where you're not going to get your level retested at least once or twice. So yeah, that is something that's difficult. You know, obviously you don't want to be in draw. Nobody wants to be in drawdown. It's not fun for anybody. But it's a nice retest to 925 here. Got into a long to see if we can break through 925s here. See if we can break 925s and 930s. See if we can get some volume, because I like how we're holding structure, but we have the triple top up there, and we're just seeing strong buying into this high. So I'm kind of anticipating that this hourly candle, it is fresh. Could maybe get some volume on it on a break of highs. If we get from 930s to 980s, can we get a 50-point breakout here and just move into the next high as buyers are kind of validating support here above 900? You know what I mean? Like, can we move 930s to 980s? And then if we get to 980s, we're immediately testing a triple top on the hourly with strong buying. I'll stop this out if, honestly, if we lose the low on the hourly at 900, probably run a 20-point stop. Like, I would love 900 to hold in this situation as we're retesting highs. If we can break 930s and move to 980s, looking for 50 points here. All right, I'm in 7 now. In 7 for the break of 33s. We just scalping? Yeah, just, I mean, I think right now that's all we can really do is try to scalp a high day break here. I like if we can break high a day to move back into last week's highs at 980s. So ideally, if we can pick some volume, if we can move 50 points from 930s to 980s, I think that'd be a solid catch. That'd be a solid catch. Need to retest this high at 26 and break. It's a nice break to the upside, 928. We need above 934 right here. If we can break 934 with volume, we're looking for just continued momentum all the way up to 983. That's last week's highs. or 985, but 50 points more or less. 50 points. See if it wants to be nice. See if it wants to be nice today. Two hands on a wheel. Yeah, if this hourly candle picks up some volume, we could see 980 is just a continuous rally to the upside, strong rally to the upside. Let's see if we can break away from 935. You'll see buyers run this to 980s. That's last week's high. And we're breaking resistance on the intraday high, so we should be clear to just run now. Let's see what the buying price action looks like through the high. Or let's see if it continues doing the same shit it's done, where it takes the high, then sells back down. We've only taken highs by a couple points today and sold all the way back down, but I'm an optimist that patterns break. Let's see what happens. Really strong buying off of 927. We're looking for like 40 points. If we can break 930s, get to 940s, we're looking for 40 points. That's not far away at all. See if this market's going to poop out on us. See if the market's going to poop out on us. So once again, I was in this for a scalp of a high day break, but now that we're clearing resistance and kind of putting in some structure above 930s, I'm looking for 930s to 980s. And if we can break it, I want it to happen quick. I'm going to give this time to cook. My stop's at 900. I have a mental stop at 900 if we can't hold. And honestly, if we get under 900, I'll probably call it a day. I'll probably call it an early Monday. I won't have an issue calling it an early Monday. All right, we want to see this hourly break into a new high. Looking for 980s here. Looking for 980s quick. Looking for 980s quick. There's a break of 940s. Looking for a fast 40-point push. There's 40s. Just want to watch price action here. Want to see 50s break to the upside. There we go. Breaking 50s to the upside now. I want to see 60s break out. 47 needs to hold. So when you're looking for, if you're a price action trader and just looking for high day breaks, you really just want to see, I know it sounds so simple, very micro pullbacks, non-aggressive selling moves, and then just continuous retest of the highs. You want to see that hourly candle continue pushing that top wick higher and higher with very, very limited retracements. That's all it is when it comes to like price action reading. You can read, you can watch the candles, or you can read the DOM or the level 2, but you want to see a continued urgency to keep pushing that price through the highs. And it's important that retracements are shallow. It's important that retracements are very weak. There's 950s now. We're catching the breakaway. This is moving back to last week's highs. We're catching the breakout. 52s. We're 30 points away now. There's 60s. Pushing, picking up volume as we move higher. Really good sign. And that's just a breakaway trade, right? No retracements from 30s to 50s. Now we're breaking 60s. See us break 60s here. Looking for this. I'm looking for this to 980s. I'm not planning to cover anything. Not until 980s. The touch of your skin. Just looking for some slight structure. Looking for some structure, some basing in the 50s to move past 60s, 70s now. Would not like to see a break at 50s. I'm not going to tell you that much. We can wick into the 40s, but just looking for continuation. This wants to hold 50s here. Try not to get spooked out of this. As long as we hold 48s, 47s, even 46. If it starts to get too ugly, we'll bail, but I want to give this a shot and move back to last week's highs here. I really don't see why we wouldn't. We got the breakaway candle in the hourly. What is wrong with my voice? Nice buying back up to 960. Can we not break the fucking high, dude? Fuck! My patience is wearing thin here. We're not breaking the high. We're not retesting the high. Pain in the fucking ass. Do I want to bell on this? That's gross. Trying to give it a shot like the high 40s to hold a bid, but you gotta do it, my man, or I gotta bell. Patience, dude. I'm trying to be patient. My patience just cracked. You saw it. How patient do I gotta be? We're stair stepping. This is bad price action. This is bad price. We're about to get volume through the 40s. Fucking shit. What do y'all want to do? Cut it or just let it go? I don't like what I'm seeing. I think it looks like shit. I hate this price action. Just bleeding into the 40s. This is about to pick up some volume if we break 40 here. Yeah, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. This could have been so much better. Fucking BS, man. We break 40s, I'm out. I'm out. That is... This market cannot break a high, hold a higher low, and go higher. Holy crap. We are doomed. Oh, shit. I mean, we're green, I guess, dude, but that is... I think it was a good cut, because this is just fading. This is totally fading. Horrible shit. Horrible, man. Horrible. Disgusting price action. Look at it. It's fading. Totally fading. Oh my goodness. Bro, I need a fucking energy drink. I don't have patience for that. I mean, shit. Usually, we can hold. I mean, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I decided to buy the bullet and wait to see if it would happen, and it did not happen. And now this hourly maybe flips red? I don't know. I'm sure I just sold the low. We're probably just going to go higher, but I have to bell. I have to bell when it starts to look really ugly, and that looks really ugly. Would have loved to see just kind of the 50s hold and then 70s, 80s. I would have gotten out here. You know, I would have gotten out here. It's not like I was looking for a ton. I would have gotten out on the tested the triple top. How do you do it when you add to your position, but your entry price barely moves? Well, if I was in 5 and I added 2, it's going to average me up, but it's not going to be by a ton, you know? I don't exactly know the math on it, but... Okay, so I didn't read any of the comments. What did everybody say whenever I was in that trade? Everybody was saying cut, move stop up, bell. I agree. I think belling was the right call. I think belling was the right call. I wasn't seeing what I wanted to see, and I had to bell. I had to bell. See how shit we did. I got out at 939, so it's not a bad exit. If we lost 30s, we could have been pretty ugly. I don't mind the exit, but I just wish I did. I just wish I got out at a better price, I feel like. Ooh, that was quick. Yo, everybody in the chat right now, there's a lot of good deals on a lot of good prop firms. My Funded Futures got 20% off right now. TPT with 40% off, no activation fee. We got Alpha. Pretty decent deal on Alpha. Of course, Apex has the 80% off. If you guys want to go pick up some funded accounts with my code, you more than welcome to. I think probably gold's a better market to trade it on right now than NQ. NQ is actually dog poop. NQ is actually dog poop. I don't know why it's dog poop, but it's dog poop. $20 points down on NQ. It kind of feels like it, doesn't it? What EMA? This is the 20 EMA on the 500 tick chart. Pretty good, pretty good. If we start to pick up some speed in this market, like slight retracements are pretty good to kind of just take them. Like if you want to get in with the momentum, it can sometimes be good. Yeah, it's moving lower, so it was a good cut. I cut it at 939. I got in at 9. I don't know, 90. Where did I get in? I could have done so much better with the exit, but at the same time, I really did not expect this big of a pullback. This looks like crap. Well, I'm up on my fundeds and Tradeify Live. I'm just barely up on my Top Step Live. Top Step Live is just a nightmare. I'm never up huge on it. It's always doing worse than these accounts for whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm using it as like a dip my toes in the water. Like I don't really trade. The first trade isn't usually on these accounts. It's usually on the Top Step. So maybe the Top Step takes early losses and then it just ends up being down. I don't know. I haven't taken a losing trade on these accounts today, which is good. This market feels heavy. What do we think? Prop firms turned the NASDAQ to NASDAQ. Why do you say that? Is that because nobody's using like live orders anymore? So there's not as much volume? I don't know. You could make that same argument. Well, I don't know. Sure, it affects it a little bit, but not as much as we think. Man, that trade could have been just so much better. But I do feel confident that was a good cut. I'm pretty sure it was a good cut. Getting out here. This is where I got out. Belled at 939 as we just started to see really like no buyers in here, which is like if you're looking for a break a high day, then a pullback, and then a break higher, like this is, there's just no buying here at all. So I decided to bell, and I think it was a good idea. We'll find out. Bro, let me... I'm a firm believer that we get to 26,000 today, Chad. It's how do we get there is the question. I think most people can agree that we'll probably get to 26,000, but how do we get there without getting without taking a loss? You know, that's what's most important. How do we get there? You think just kind of range and grind higher? I could see that. Good morning. What's good? What's good? What's good, Regman? Yo, everybody in here, man. If you guys have not, can we get to 100 likes on the stream? Can we get to 100 likes on the stream? I'd appreciate it. We're fighting out here, man. Fighting for survival. My trade copier, this is called Trade Syncer if you guys are curious. Can y'all see this? This is my Tradeify live account, Top Step live account, my Funded Next, Lucid accounts. So these are up on the day. And this top one's an actual live account. So like I could take that out today if I wanted to. Pay myself. $200 likes? Let's get to 200 likes. Wow, wow, wow. Big pullback here. Not big, but ugly pullback. Selling back into the 930s. Well, what's good is now we have a little bit of profit buffer if we want to kind of take a trade with a wider stop. That could make sense now. See what this dip buy opportunity looks like on NQ. Tesla bull flag, bro. We're not trading Tesla. Maybe we should be. Somebody did suggest we start trading stocks. I wouldn't be opposed to that. That could be fun. I'm hesitant to get in anything above 939 because that's where I got out, right? Like, what's the point? I don't feel good getting in above 939. Got a flag on the 5-minute also on NQ. Yeah, no, I like it. I do like it on the higher time frame. It's just, what do we get? What do we get in 928? I think we can just grind all the way up to 980s here. I don't see any reason for resistance up until 980s. Bullish but ugly. That's exactly right. It's moving higher, but like, how do you get into it? It's coming down nicely off of 948. Yo, what's good, Fade? How's it been, man? I'm gonna take a scalp through 940s here, see if we can get a wick run on the 5-minute. I'll stop it out if we pop like 948. I want to see this wick run under 938s into these lows. Fill some of these wicks. Quick trade. Quick trade. I'll cut it quick if it doesn't stick. New 5-minute just open. Nice pop, nice pop. Give it 1 minute. Nice. This looks good. That looks good for a break at 40s. I wanted to see just a test of the support here on the 5-minute. Some of these wicks get filled at 935. See if we can break that 938 there. Give it a second. Otherwise, trying to see if we can break down through 930s, really. Still kind of holding these levels. Nice. It's more or less the level I was looking for. Wouldn't mind seeing it under 30s. Took one more off. See if we can run it under the 5-minute lows. Chop is insane. It's horrible, man. Tell me about it. It is horrible. Can you share the name of your trade sinker? Yeah, it's literally called Trade Sinker. Is that the question you're asking? You said 25? Yeah, that's where I just put it. Let's see if we can run 25 here. Shit, I mean, if I wanted to be a real stickler, I could try to do something like this. Run it very tight. Yeah, that's a fill. I just wanted to see if it wanted to go right then, right there. It's all good. Maybe 3 was a little too much. That really brought the average down. We're getting to 26,000, but it's not a pretty picture, man. It is not a pretty picture. Trade Copia. I don't know. Trade Sinker's not giving me any issues. I've never even heard of Trade Copia. I feel like I've heard somebody throw that word out there this week, but where's trade entry for longs? Well, that's the question, isn't it? It's been tricky because what we do is we keep getting rallies to the highs, but on the break we don't get much follow through, and then we end up selling back through support, and then maybe a pivot off of that. But it's not the strongest move today. Directionally, yeah, I think we're long, but it's not the strongest move today. Like here we go breaking down. That sneeze looked, yeah, that was a rough sneeze, I'm not gonna lie. Getting allergies. It's a nice push. 926, 946. Really nice push. No! God, that gives me so much OCD. That gives me OCD. Yo, YouTube, I appreciate y'all, man. Run the likes up. Run the likes up. We're live here every single morning, just so you guys know, 8:30 a.m. Central. Taking trades live. Futures trades live. It's also copy trading a handful of funded accounts with prop firms. You know what a prop firm is? Well, it's a trading firm that gives you access to trading capital for a small percentage of what it would cost you to open your own personal live account, with the ability to earn and withdraw profits. The potential and the ability to earn and withdraw profits. If you guys are interested in getting started with any prop firms, use the code down below, BPC, on the popular options: My Funded Futures, Tradeify, TPT. Okay, we broke into a new low then. Okay, so yeah, let's see. 920s now testing. On your radio. Look at this surge of buying all of a sudden. What the frick? What's that about? Kind of shit. The strat today seems to be buying like the support breaks of support, like on the little tick chart. Let these key levels break and then snap, and you take the buy off of that. So far. What's this guy's plan? Is he just watching for now? I'm a scalp momentum trader, so whenever I see a good setup, I get in and try to walk y'all through it live best I can. But yeah, it's more or less just live trading. Right now, just watching. Not really seeing anything too interesting. Market's trying to set up for another high day break, which I'm a little skeptical to take because they haven't yielded a ton of follow through. We've only seen the highest high day break after we've seen that initial rally out of the open was like 30s to 50s, like 20-30 points, which is not bad, but it's not really breaking out. This is some nice buying on the 5-minute. You want 812? 812 to buy? That's such a low. Are you talking about 812? Wait, you said you want 812? That's all the way. I think, yeah, I mean, damn, maybe. If we get down there, that would not be good for me. Once again, we're not far off at 980s. 980s is, I think it's the overnight high. It's also last week. We have a high last week at 980s. And it's kind of at the draw of 26,000, which I imagine is, we continue seeing buying, that's where we're going to melt to, 26,000. It's only 50 points from here. It's not that unachievable. I just don't want to get chopped, you know what I mean? Think we see it? I mean, it's 50 points. It's 50 points. It's not... 50 points on NQ is nothing, right? What a good dip buy that would have been at 920 in hindsight. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Should have bought, should have bought. We're on bleed up mode. The issue is if I got long, I would be so stubborn and want to see 980s like in the next 15 minutes. That's the issue right now. And a nice strong retest of the highs here. We're breaking it, dude. We're breaking the high. We are now 20 points away from last week's highs. Really strong close on the 5-minute. I just want you to show me that you want to break away and not just chop up. Like slow grind up is killer. I want to break away. Even if it's only 20 points, I want to break away trade here. I think we'll see. I think we'll see next. I think we'll see last week's highs, no problem. I just don't want to get in here and get chopped to smithereens. Okay, this is really holding on the brakes. I'm in 5 looking for 60s to 80s pretty quick here. We broke the session highs and we're kind of holding. I want to see 20 points quickly here. Like how we're not immediately rejecting the highs. We broke it. Putting in some bids in the 60s. We want to see 20 points right here. 20 points. Looking for 80s. Looking for 80s with speed. Maybe it blows through last week's high. It might blow through last week's high. If we keep holding structure like this at 60s, building a bid, we can run last week's highs. Let's see what happens here. This might get really interesting. Let's clear 70s, bub. Let's clear 70s, bubba. Let's clear 70s, bubba. Here we go. I'm looking for like a squeeze to 60s to 80s. Trying to give it time. I would hate to see you go lose 45 here. I added. Yo, what's good? What's good, Dominic? How you doing, man? Pump, pump, pump. Pump it up, pump it up. I'll stop if this starts to sell through 50s. It's a new hourly open right there. Ugh, kind of left a wick. Are we really gonna do this shit? Oh, this looks horrible again. You cannot catch a high day breakout trade right here. It's mission impossible. Mission impossible today. I hate this market, chat. I fucking hate the market. I hate the market. I hate the market. This year sucks. This market sucks. Fuck this market, dude. That freeze over Thanksgiving changed everything. Kind of feels like it, low-key. Feels like it. Something's different. But yeah, no, it is reverse psychology. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I've been using that strat for a while. When the market's looking horrible against your position, you just kind of talk to it a little bit. Imagine if we could push high day, then just keep going instead of rejecting 30 points every time. If you know, you know. I'm optimistic that today will be a green day for us, but I'm not happy with the trading today. This trade works out, should be a green day for us, but yeah, not optimistic with the trading today, or not happy with how the trading is today. Kind of my executions, kind of the market itself, just not a fun day, not a fun trading day by any means. You know? Yell at it. Come on, sucker. Come on! How many accounts? I have my Top Step Live account. It's not really being copy traded. I'm doing it separately. I have my Tradeify Live account, and then I have 8 funded accounts. And a couple evals, but they're not plugged in right now. Could you imagine if we could break the high by more than 2 points and not get rejected? I almost want to de-risk on this position because I just have no confidence in it anymore. My patience is not here today. I feel like we're about to get stuck in a range on the 5-minute like we have all day. After a break a high day, we've gotten stuck in a range. Okay, so we're looking off of this buy off 62 for us to go retest the highs and move higher. If not, I'm going to accept that we're going to start to maybe start to range like we have every other time we've broken the high. That's what we've seen today. If pattern recognition is worth anything, we've seen breaks of highs, chop, breaks of highs, chop, breaks of highs, chop. Might be trying to have the market work a little quicker than it wants to here. Trying to figure that out. But the closer we get to pulling into this triple top, I would hope that we could start to kind of run into it instead of just chop into it. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. You think at some point, as we are obviously trending into this high, that sellers would kind of concede and let buyers run it hard a little bit. I'm not sure. Start streaming Asia session. Should I start streaming Asia session? Why can I not pronounce Asia? Asia. This is like, I don't know, man. This is not a good. not a good market to trade, in my opinion. Like, unless you're buying and holding from like really early morning, it's actually hard to be getting in and out of anything here. I don't know how much of a pullback I want to let this thing get. I would love to see it hold 952. Otherwise, we're back into this range if we don't. This isn't looking good. Picking up volume. If we don't immediately get bought back to 60s, I'm going to bell quick. Yeah, this is rough, man. My finger on the close button, if we take that low and it starts to look really ugly, I'll cut it. I would love to believe this is just a slow grind up day. The retracements are nothing to really be too worried about, but I have to cut it if we're not going to hold 50s here, I feel like. That's a $500 at risk if I run a stop at 926. Do I want to do that? It's a nice 5-minute if we can hold. Hello, what's good, Edgy? How you been, man? And we're not holding it. Here we go. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Like you said, hold 550s. That's true. Oh boy. I had it some more. I had it some more. Let me find out. Let me find out this market fades back down to 960s. Let me find out. Let me find out, bro. Okay, we are officially in to last week's highs here. And we are still just not really getting any follow through. I feel like de-risking is like the best bet here. This is, as much as I hate to do it. Give it one more shot to try to get up. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Hang it up, chat. Hang it the heck up. See profit, take profit. I agree. Just like 10 points away from like touching last week's high. I'm optimistic about it. Just testing it at least. Shit. I don't know. You're not wrong. No, yeah, I agree. If we get back up there and test it again, break even's a good idea. This is like look what I'm in on the 5 minute. I did that to myself. I entered consciously knowing that we're taking high day and ranging after the fact. I wanted to get in and actually see some stronger follow through. That was my fault for assuming something like that was going to happen, even though there's no pattern recognition of that happening today at all. That's on me. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Come in here and try to take good setups. This doesn't seem to be a good day to trade, honestly. I think that's more or less what it is. I mean, that is. I don't try to come on here and complain, dude, but that's so. I don't know. I don't know if y'all agree, but it's been rough lately. Like the price action's just not been good at all. Anyways, I know it's annoying that I come on in here and complain, but it's just how I'm feeling about it. I've never had so much trouble in all my life trying to catch a breakout trade. But I know the environment we're in. I shouldn't try to be looking for a breakout trade because, I mean, we've seen how we've tested the highs. We break, couple points, big range, grind back up, break, couple points, big range. Same exact thing that's happened every time today. So I know better. That's on me. I don't really have any right to complain about it. I'll be on Top Step tomorrow, but it's not during the morning. I'll be on at like 2 to 3 market close, power hour. I don't trade power hour. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to be doing a ton of trading, but that's whenever I come on Top Step from now on because I'm doing my stream in the morning, so I can't be on both. Where did I get my fill on? Try to get back in long as we saw some buying off 50s. If we hold that, then I want to be trying to catch the breakout. Trade Bitcoin to check commission. Do it on a practice account. My commission's not going to be the same as yours. This is a live account. The commission's different than on the funded account, XFAs or combines. Looking to see if we can catch the breakout now above 970. Five minutes set up for it. We just need to push that high. If we could get into 77, that's awesome. We have the setup for it. We just need to get the continuation through 70s. Need to break 70s here. Having some trouble. Can we not break 70s? Really? We're looking for this 5-minute candle to break to the upside. 71. Wow. Okay. This 5-minute candle's about to close. I'll let it close, but I think that's it for the day. I'm gonna walk away with a red day. I feel like this 5-minute candle's about to close and we're snapping 50s. If this doesn't see some crazy good buying, I'm gonna hop out. And we're testing that low again. I got a bell. Yeah, we're gonna walk away with a red day. Down 600, Tradified live, funded, 240 on the top step live. This is brutal. I can't take any trades in this. Not my style. So I'm gonna cut it before it gets ugly. All right, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Wasn't as good of a stream as I would liked it to have been, but this is. I'm sure now that I'm out of it, it'll go. But this is just brutal. All right, I'm gonna dip out. Okay, Dominic, interesting one. All right, I'm gonna dip out. Appreciate y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow, AM 8:30 at market open. Again, like always, I'll be back tomorrow. Take care. Take it easy. God bless y'all.